Look, I'll put it really simply. If you don't have a plan in place to optimize your product images or your landing page imagery, not only are you wasting your time, but you're killing your conversions. This is part 2 in our 4-part series on how to win at digital in 2021. Now, this series really is just about conversions. How do we convert customers? Whether you are looking to convert customers from email marketing perspective, from a landing page lead perspective, whatever it is, this series should give you the tools and strategies to help increase your conversions. Now, this episode is all about optimizing your product images and your hero imagery. When I say the word hero, I don't mean hero in the sort of, Marvel Avengers sense. Now, I don't want to confuse the word hero with, say, for instance, the 3 H's, Google's own strategy or philosophy, if you like, that they have, that they created for YouTube, which is the hero, the hub, and the hygiene. It's a great little formula, and if you're interested in that, definitely go check that out. But I'm not talking about that today. What I'm talking about is hero images for product photography and for landing pages. There's a plethora of studies on this. I think it was Cambridge University. I'll need to double check that. But Cambridge University, in conjunction with Unilever, came up with a sort of a formula for this. Now, I'm not quite addressing the same thing there because that is for a standardization across all brands for supermarkets and retailers. We're more talking about how to optimize your own brand imagery and your own brand hero imagery for your brand, rather than sort of the standardization. It's still really interesting read, so definitely go check it out. But very, very simply, if you are not optimizing your product photography, if you're not optimizing your landing page image, you're wasting your time and you're killing your conversions, because customers or consumers that are landing on your shop or your landing page, they're going to lose interest really fast if you're not giving them the information they need. Now, the whole hero image optimization stems from mobile. Desktop e-commerce is a dying breed, and in the next couple of years, it is going to fall off a cliff for e-commerce consumption. It's just going to disappear because most people now purchase items on their mobile. It really makes a lot of sense to optimize your imagery for mobile. Now, I'm going to throw some examples on screen to give you an idea of what I mean by optimizing for mobile. When you have a product that you're selling in packaging, a lot of brands still do this. Some really big brands still do this. They will just take their shelf packaging. They will either take a picture of it or they will create a 3D render for their online store. Now, the problem with that is it's got lots of information on that it's really difficult to see and read on mobile. You need to optimize your images. So very simply, what you're doing is stripping away a lot of the excess information and just highlighting the key information. So highlighting the product size, highlighting any key things like, is it gluten-free or dairy-free, or whatever your reasons to believe in the product are, just highlighting those and throwing away the rest of the information. So take the on-screen example here. I'm going to use Maryland cookies. Now look at the original brand packaging and then look at the optimized packaging. You can see the difference there. It's pretty noticeable, and it makes a really big difference on mobile. Now, these are optimizations that are very much in line with retailer specific. And again, I said I'm not really going to touch on that because I think it's much more fun and enjoyable to look at how you can optimize images or your product imagery for your brand specifically. Now, I'll throw up an example here. This was a company we work with called Vet's Kitchen, and we did some hero images for them. And here, because we're doing it for the brand and the brand's own website, there's a lot more sort of creative liberty that we can take, and we can be much more expressive, give them information in a simpler, easier to digest format. In terms of conversions, what you can expect, it really ranges dramatically. And a lot of that has to do with the change in the language and the style of the design and the aesthetic, and what further or additional information it conveys in a more digestible manner. So take, for example, Magnum here. When they changed their pack, they made it much clearer what the product was, and also giving an idea of what was inside the product. And not to mention it looks very tasty. So we can see that this had a decent increase of 25%. But then we can look at other brands that only made a slight change and say, for instance, just added a simple lozenge or info bar. I hate the word lozenge, it's just what they're called. Or info bar next to their product, telling you sort of the product size or the pack size. And we can see it's a modest increase in conversions. It's anything from 3 to sort of 5%, much smaller. So it's really, really imperative to take those same principles of mobile optimization and carry them over to not just your landing page hero imagery, but any image throughout your site, make sure it is doing what it is intended to do. What are the goals? What is the purpose of this image? Many businesses and brands that I see and that we work with will just go, oh, we want to use these images. And they haven't really thought about why they're using those images. It's so important to think about, what story are we trying to tell with these images? What are we trying to convey? Yes, a picture speaks 1,000 words, but if you're using a picture that doesn't resonate, you're speaking thousands of words that don't resonate. You're speaking thousands of words that are incorrect for your user. I hope that is a really quick summary for hero product imagery, for landing pages and for product imagery. Of course, do let me know your thoughts, any questions or anything like that. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in part 3 next week.